Over 1,300 illegals were arrested in the month of June by ICE in the Houston area. Also, one of the men behind the attacks on the ICE facility in Alvarado, Texas, was arrested in Dallas. Let's check it out.
33, and right now ICE agents are continuing to crack down on illegal immigration, and their latest efforts involve hundreds of arrests in the Houston area.
Yeah, this is our first look at some of these numbers. Ugochi Aloka joins us live this morning. Ugochi, last hour you talked to us about how the arrests are connected with migrants and criminal backgrounds. How many total are we talking about here?
Hey, Jacob and Steph, that's correct. At this hour, we know in June alone, ICE arrested 1,361 people living in the Houston area that the agency claims entered the U.S. illegally. Now, some of those arrests, we understand, included migrants who were deported several times. Some were arrested for robbery as well as homicide, and one was even convicted of hijacking an airplane from Cuba flying to Florida in 2003. Take a look at your screen here.
Man.
ICE arrested David Lazo Alvarado June 12th in Houston for entering the country illegally from El Salvador. ICE also arrested Jose Mesa, who they say illegally entered the U.S. 4 times and was convicted of sexual assault of a minor. Then you have Javier Gonzalez, who was also arrested last month. He was convicted of sexual indecency with a minor. Now here's a breakdown of the accused criminals. 32 child predators, 9 murderers, 16 gang or cartel members, and that 56-year-old I mentioned earlier convicted for hijacking an airplane. Now, ICE's field off.
Man, hijacking an airplane. Wild stuff. Now, there are a lot of people complaining, saying, well, this is only about 60 people out of 1,300. You didn't arrest 1,361 criminals. We'll get to that in a second.
Office director in Houston says that the brave men and women of ICE continue to work tirelessly to target who they call illegal criminal aliens, if you will, in the area. So they are mentioning how hard they've been working to crack down on that. Now, coming up in the next hour, we're hoping to get some sort of response from immigration civil rights groups in the area. We plan to reach out to some of them, and if we hear more from them, we'll let you know. Reporting live this morning, Ugochi Aloka, KHOU.
Yeah, well, Tom Homan has something to say about that in a separate video.
We prioritize the worst first. That makes sense. But it doesn't mean you prioritize this group. Everybody else is good to go.
Homan reiterated that anyone without legal status in the country is subject to being detained and deported by immigration officers. He made the comments during a fireside chat with...
You know, I mean, that's the thing is, okay, in this breakdown here, it's, okay, 32 child predators, 9 killers, 16 gang cartel members, the guy who hijacked a plane, lunacy right there, hijacked a plane from Cuba to Key West, Florida. Man, but there are more crimes than just being a child predator, murderer, or being a gang. There are more crimes that people commit. How many of these people were drunk drivers or came into the country multiple times? As you saw one guy that, how many of these people came into the country 5 and 6 and 7, 8 times, or even just twice illegally? That's a crime itself. That's an even bigger punishment, coming to the country illegally a second time. So just because they arrested, 60 really hardened criminals doesn't mean that the other people did not commit any crimes. It could be shoplifting, domestic violence, all sorts of crimes could be committed. And then you may have the ones who came in under Biden illegally and they have to go. That's just how it is. The thing is that, there's always talk of, we have a broken immigration system. It needs to be fixed. Then we have somebody come in trying to fix it, and it's not good enough. So what should be done? What is the plan? Do we just grant legal status to everybody who's a non-violent criminal? I mean, that's not the way it's supposed to work. So yeah, 1,300 in Houston, in the Houston area. And I looked this up, that there are, in the Houston area alone, this is from a 2019 study, so we don't know what the number is now, but apparently in Harris County, there are almost 500,000 people living there illegally. I mean, just imagine what that'll do to traffic. I've heard that traffic is, if you look in, I've heard that it's gone down in Atlanta, that traffic is starting to lessen in LA. These are just things I'm hearing. I don't know how true that is, but I can only take somebody's word for it because I don't live in those places. But I want to go back to this real quick. This, from Breitbart, the arrest of the 1,361 criminal aliens in June is up from the previous month when officers arrested 1,249 in the Houston area. That's interesting. So if you add those up, you're looking at about 2,600 right there. Then I also report on an operation that happened in previous months of 400, and another one there was 646 arrested, with well over half of those having being violent criminals. I want to look at this a little bit before we get into the next story. You had the 56-year-old who hijacked a plane, 47-year-old who from Mexico, who's a former Mexico's gang member, was arrested by ICE on June 13th and illegally entered the country 6 times, convicted twice for trafficking cocaine and once for attempted murder, evading arrest, illegal entry, and drug possession. Luis Pablo Vasquez Estolano, 29-year-old, 6-time deported criminal alien from Mexico, was arrested by ICE on June 10th and has been convicted of homicide, aggravated robbery, burglary of a vehicle, and drug possession. Jose Meza, a 40-year-old criminal alien from Mexico, was arrested by ICE on June 24th, who has illegally entered the U.S. 4 times and been convicted of sexual assault of a minor and theft. 51-year-old criminal alien from Mexico was arrested by ICE on June 23rd and has been convicted of sexual indecency with a minor and criminal trespass with deadly weapon, driving while intoxicated, and unauthorized use of a firearm. According to the source, the gang cartel members arrested in June include members of Serranos 13, Tren de Aragua, MS-13, Hermanos Pistoleros Latinos, I haven't heard of that one, and then a few others. Yeah, so Houston is a hotspot for this type of activity. Houston is notorious for this. As you see, the source told Breitbart that during the prior year, Houston led the nation in the highest percentage of arrests of criminal aliens versus non-criminal illegal aliens. The office averaged about 90% of arrests being criminal aliens. Wow. I mean, I just read the comments of these videos, and Houston's a dangerous place to live. I mean, it can be in certain spots, obviously. Harris County as a whole. A lot of mixed reviews on Houston, but yeah, I'm glad they're keeping up these arrests. A lot of people are not happy about this. They say, we need more. We need more. I mean, give it time. You saw 1,300, and you saw 1,200 the previous month. You saw another operation with 600, like I mentioned, another one with 400. So things are happening. You have to give these things time. But I want to talk about this ICE detention center attack. Benjamin Song was captured in Dallas. Thank goodness.
Fox 4.
The man at the center of the blue alert, a top 10 most wanted fugitive in the state, has been arrested in Dallas. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. There was a $35,000 reward in place for the capture of Benjamin Song. The FBI arrested him at a Dallas apartment complex this afternoon. Song is now the 14th person arrested for an ambush outside an ICE detention center. An Alvarado police officer was shot and injured. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more from the investigation. Amelia.
Heather, Steve, we're working to learn more about the specifics on Benjamin Song's capture. This morning, the acting U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Texas said that Song is believed to be one of the shooters in the July 4th ambush attack. 2 people were arrested earlier this week for allegedly helping Song evade arrest. The week-long manhunt for Benjamin Song ended Tuesday. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas shared he was arrested by FBI agents at an apartment complex in Dallas. Song is the 14th person arrested in connection with the ambush on officers at the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado in Johnson County. Court documents say on July 4th, the group dressed in military-style black clothing shot off fireworks, sprayed graffiti, and shot at correctional officers when they came outside. A responding Alvarado police officer was shot in the neck and survived. Song, a Marine reservist, is believed to be one of the shooters.
Because our information is that he is a Marine, he had training. He also is believed to be one of the shooters at the scene of the crime. He certainly knew how to use firearms.
Monday, federal officials and
Man, that's scary stuff right there. This guy was a Marine. Very anti-American, I would say. I mean, if you go to the Marines and you come out and do this, you try to attack federal agents, I mean, wild stuff. Look at these two right here. I mean, come on, these two have nothing better to do than to ambush an ICE facility.
announced the arrests of John Thomas and Lynette Sharp. The two are charged with accessory after the fact for their roles in helping Song evade arrest. According to the criminal complaint, Thomas told officers Song was his roommate and that they lived in the Oak Cliff neighborhood of Dallas. Song allegedly hid overnight near the detention center after the attack. Thomas allegedly admitted to police that he picked Song up in Alvarado on July 5th and took him to a home in North Dallas where he was house sitting. According to investigators, chat room conversations also showed Thomas and Sharp had a hand in sitting on July 5th and took him to a home in North Dallas near the detention center after the attack. Thomas allegedly admitted to police that he picked Song up in Alvarado on July 5th and took him to a home in North Dallas where he was house sitting. According to investigators, chat room conversations also showed Thomas and Sharp had a hand in orchestrating the attack.
They were involved in signal chats, which show reconnaissance, planning, a Google map, the location of nearby police departments.
Song faces 3 counts of attempted murder of federal agents and 3 counts of discharging a firearm in relation to a crime of violence. If convicted, he faces anywhere between 10 years to life in prison. The criminal complaint also says Song allegedly purchased 4 of the guns used in the ambush attack. He's currently being held at the Johnson County Jail. Heather,
please give this man life in prison. I hope it comes to that. You have to make an example out of these people. Arrest them like they did. They found him. They arrested the others as well. But this is how you stop this. You let these people know this is not okay, and that we will come down on you to the full extent of the law, and we'll prosecute you. I mean, these people aren't in. It's not like they're a bunch of young 20-somethings. You see this old hag right here? This could be somebody's grandma. Imagine if your grandmother's out there ambushing ICE agents. Well, what kind of nonsense? I mean, these people you could run into at the grocery. These are people you can run into at the grocery store. And this guy, but he doesn't have a job. You know, he looks pretty. You know, looks like a bum to me. I don't know what his life story is, but it's crazy that people just plan these types of things. They have these chats and it's like in their brains that we're going to attack an ICE facility. We're going to make this happen. What kind of person does that? It's crazy to me. I mean, I know that people are sick. I know that it's been that way throughout history and that people have done all sorts of crazy things. But really sit back and think about people like this, especially when it's close to in your state or in your metro area when things happen. It's crazy to think how these people are living amongst you. Look, I don't live in Dallas, but some of these people do live in Dallas, or they did. And one guy was found in an apartment complex. One guy was house sitting in North Dallas, which is nicer than Oak Cliff, way nicer. And just imagine like being a neighbor of these people. It's wild stuff. I'm going to leave that right there. a little rusty. I'm back from vacation, but like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.